That was right before Christmas break there. Had Donnie Negus win it at 197s. Had 10 other placers there. Both these guys, if I recall, placed fifth, Nolan and Collin. So, it was a good tournament for us. I think it was a good gauge. It was really our first tournament as a full team and all that. And I think it gave us, good insight of where we need to be at and things we needed to work on. And just kind of, it's just a good gauge, and you're hitting some of those Midwest schools and all that, and felt pretty good about the tournament. I think probably one of our better years out there, as far as number of guys that's placed in that, and a lot of young guys that we had some good matches late in, lost some matches in the semis there that we'll probably be rematching a little bit this week. So, I'm excited about this week and excited how the guys did out in Kearney.
Talk about the big duel on Thursday.
We're excited for it. I mean, we were just talking about it, and last year I think it came down to the last match, and it definitely could come down to the last match this year with the same two guys if they put Desieri on the mat there at heavyweight. But we're excited about it. I mean, when you realistically look at it, I think we're putting five freshmen out there, or five guys that were freshmen either last year or this year, and against a team that's got some age to them a little bit. So, and we feel good about we've got these guys. Nolan, that's in his fifth year, and Collin, that's in his fifth year. Donnie's in his sixth. So we have some guys that are have some experience as well, and have wrestled in a lot of these duels. 2 years ago when we went up there, obviously wasn't a COVID year. Out of 10 matches, we won 6 of them and wound up losing the duel. Gave up 4 pins, and I think the duel wound up 24 to 21. So, we'll concentrate on that a little bit more towards the week, and that shows how important it is not to give up bonus points. How that duel went 2 years ago.
Questions?
Going into a duel, obviously, Western, you guys compete against them regularly. Does it help as athletes to have 2-3 weeks off and just kind of not rest your bodies, but prepare your bodies a little bit more for that duel?
I think time off is important. I think, especially early on a little bit, we'll start being a little more consistent after Christmas, week in and week out. And, you may have 7-8 days off and then you'll have another duel. But, I think after Kearney there, it was good for us. I think it worked. And we'll see, how it goes. When we look at competition in the next month, there's quite a bit. Even though we have a Christmas break in there, we roll right back around with really 2 big events with the Midwest Classic next week, and then 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later, however it is, we're going to the national duels out in Kentucky. So I think it'll be or Tennessee. What is that? Kentucky. Kentucky. one of those states back there. Yeah. So anyway, so I think we're excited about that too. I think these next couple weeks are going to be pretty exciting for us.
So, I mean, when you go to Kearney, and you got to push your body just to get through a tournament, and now you got a duel. Is that just kind of your body's like, this is it's one match. I can just put all my focus on that and not have to grind quite as much?
A little bit, in a way, I guess. Tournament's a lot more matches, I guess, but it's in a duel. It's a little bit different just because you do a lot to prepare for it the week before and coming up to it, and it's a big one for us. And a lot of the younger kids that we have wrestling don't know how big it is for us, but you could say that because Kearney, it took me about a week to stop being sore. I'm starting to become an old man, but yeah, for sure, it's a little different.
Plus, so many matches and duels, students aren't here. And you still got students here, and I'm guessing, anytime you say Western duel wrestling, people tend to come to see that. Does that just kind of make it even bigger for just having a duel?
Yeah, it's definitely, just for us, we just want to compete against Western and beat them. They're like our rival, so yeah, we're excited to compete against them. I'm assuming they're excited to see us too. So
I think when you look at it, Grand Junction is such a hub of the Western Slope, and realistically, there's a lot of Gunnison alumni, from years back when they were even junior college. So there's a lot of Gunnison people in this town that, went to Western back in the day. And so I think that just hypes it up even more, hypes the duel up even more. And then, I think it's just a good stepping stone for us. I mean, really in the end result this is just a match, but it's a big one for us. I think, the tournament, like you were mentioning, is a lot. That's what your regionals is like. That's what your nationals is like. And so to focus on one duel, I think is good as well. One opponent and all that I think is good. But the setting like a Nebraska Kearney and what will be at the national duels and at the Midwest Classic is more what your regionals and nationals is like, is where you may lose, you got to bounce back, things like that, or what a 2-day tournament is like, because that's what the national tournament's like.
You guys kind of mentioned the week going up into this now that you have a set opponent. You kind of know. Does it change this week, knowing the opponent, or do you guys just focus on what you do best, and is that more the focus? If that makes sense.
I mean, especially with Western, I think we just all want to beat them every time, but it's going to be a tough duel for sure. But yeah, wrestling up for one opponent, getting ready, preparing for one opponent, it's definitely different. But like I said, Western for sure more.
I think
ask him that.
I think especially we had a lot of matches where we met up with some Western guys at Kearney, so I think a lot of those guys we had at 25s. Dawson met up with his guy, and so we kind of got to see what that match is going to look like. It's same with at 49s, and then I've wrestled Alice before, so yeah, you kind of think about that match kind of in your head. It's in the back of your head at the beginning of the week, and you're kind of thinking about what your kind of game plan is, but I think it's also kind of important just to focus on, what we do best.
Coaching perspective, you change anything with that?
We'll hit on a few things maybe that we know how Western is. They're high tempo. They come in high tempo, and I think we'll try to pick that up a little bit this week. But I think realistically, I mean, we pointed out that it's Western, but we don't change up our style a whole lot. I mean, I think in the end our style will arise, rises to the occasion in that. And but again, I think it's just it's a good step for us. It's a good, you look at it, hey, this is just another opponent, but it's not. It's Western. So, I think they call it Mesa Week or Maverick Week up there or something like that. And I think for us, it's going to be exciting. I'm excited to see how some of our young guys do. And then these older guys, I mean, they've been in it 3 and 4 times, 5 times. And we're just excited to see how it, all pans out and everything. And, realistically, we lost 4 of the 5 matches we wrestled them in out in Kearney, and 4 of those guys were freshmen for us, So, and Donnie won the one match at 197s against their guy. So, I think it's exciting, and I'm looking forward to it already.
Obviously the first year, once Charlie took over, it was pretty intense. Of course, it was also a battle of Rosses. So.
Right.
But, now you've got 3 Pifers in the mix. Mm-hmm. And, is it okay at Christmas after this?
Oh yeah, it's okay. Sometimes it may take a couple days to, I always try to throw him a text afterwards, hey, good job, or hey, keep your head up, or whatever it may be, but it may take us a couple days, but realistically, that's with any coach too. I mean, I think, I tend to get fired up there. It doesn't matter who it is. I used to get after Van He as well when he was there. And, I think you look at it, and heck, when my brother was at Paonia and I was coaching, we'd get after each other. So I just think you're fighting for your kids, and I think that's the mentality I have. And I'm going to, they're going to know that I'm going to fight for them in whatever way it may be, whether it's an official or the coach or whatever, So it doesn't matter who it is. So.
Paul finally gets to see what this father so things all about.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So, yeah, it'll be good. It's good for Bo. Bo's doing a good job for us. And he's definitely been in some rivals himself when he's with Penn State and wrestling Iowa and all that and some of those rivals that they have. So, he's been around it, but I don't know that he's been around one of these type of deals. So it's a good rivalry for us. So.
When you brought Mike in, it kind of raised the level in the room. What's Bo kind of shown you guys and as a volunteer assistant
Well, I think he's brought a perspective from a team that's one of the best in the country, if not the best in the last 10 years. I mean, they have been, and he's brought a different perspective there. Some of the techniques that are newer there that we're working on in the room. Some things that we haven't picked up or whatever. They're Cale Sanderson's a not top-notch coach, and knows. And Bo's brought some of that. He's brought some, just some other little things to the table as well. I think that are helping. Whether it's some conditioning things we're doing in the room to some hand fighting, situations that we're working on, maybe some other scramble situations that we're working on daily and that. And he's doing a good job in that way, bringing some of that. And we've opened, Coach Mendoza and I are not egotistical coaches at all that, hey, it's our way or whatever. We want to learn and be the best we can possibly be and give our guys the best options that they can use. And not all of them are going to pick it up, but if they pick up one or two things from what Bo can bring or whatever, and he's really good at work. I mean, he's worked with Nolan, he's worked with our heavyweight even a little bit with Carranza, and he's 100 pounds lighter, but and all through the weights he's worked with some of these guys, so he's brought a lot to the table, really. So
Plus the depth that you guys have in the room has to help every day.
Yeah, definitely. Like he said, I think everyone enjoys learning from him and can take something from Bo, because he definitely, like he said, came from one of the best programs, and it's pretty cool to hear what they've done compared to what we're doing and stuff like that. And like he said, he's helped us all out, and I think he's going to be good for us for sure.
Question, Lee?
What movie quotes do you frequently use?
oh
I got to think.
so you say there's a chance.
I don't know.
There's a million of them with Dumb and Dumber.
Trying to think of an appropriate
Yeah,
one.
I don't know. I think just like Christmas time, just quoting Elf, this kind of.
I don't know, if it's from Step Brothers, it probably works pretty good. That's pretty much where they're all gonna come from.